Hello and welcome to Fashion with Sort Out YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful wrap dress. If you are an old subscriber, I want to welcome you back. And if you are here to subscribe, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. So for this tutorial, we are going to need like 4.5 yards of Ankara print and a yard of the polka dot material. So right now we have our upper body drafted on the pattern paper. We have our chest line, then our corset, which is shoulder to nipple. Then we have our underbust length, shoulder to the underbust. Then we have our half length. So this is basically the measurements we need for our upper body. So right now it is drafted out. I'm just going to be imputing, marking out the circumference on it for our bust. Our bust is 38. So right now we'll divide 38 by 4. 8 divided by 4, we have 9.5. So I'll mark out the 9.5 and then add 2.5 inches to it as our sewing allowance. So the same thing we have on the chest line, that's what we have on the corset. So we'll mark 9.5 and then add 2.5 inches to it. The underbust length is 33. So 33 divided by 4, we have 8.2.5. So that I will mark out and then also add 2.5 inches to it as sewing allowance. So now the next one is the half length. Our half length is 34 inches divided by 4. That's 8.5. So I'll mark out the 8.5 also and then add 2.5 inches sewing allowance to it. So that is basically our measurements for the upper body, which is marked out. The next thing I will do is make a joining of everything. I'll just use my ruler and join everything together just as you see me do. So after this, I'll make, after the joining, I will make a cutout of this pattern, and this is actually for our back. And I should tell you also that you don't need that for this. For a wrap dress, it's not necessary you impute that. So I'll make a cutout right now, and then after cutting this out, we'll cut another one, and so this will serve as our back. Of course, the one we are cutting is with this, so one will serve as our back and the other one will be used for our front pattern. But before we proceed, I'm going to be marking out our neck circumference on the pattern paper. And remember, this is our back pattern, so I'm going to mark out 1 by 3.5. So we have 3.5 width and 1 inch depth. So this is basically for our back. So we'll cut the front pattern using this back pattern, just like I said. So the same neck circumference we have on the back, I'll put it on the front also. So after this, okay, so I feel I should label it first. So we have the back and the front. So this plain one will serve as our back, since we don't need anything on it again, while this will serve as our front. What we'll do is we'll open it like you see me do, and then on the half length we'll make an extension of 6.5 inches. So this extension is because we want it to lap well and for it not to show the cleavage at the end. but basically 6.5 is just perfect. And then we'll come to the neck area, and then from there we'll mark 8 inches. So what I will do now is, on that 6 inches extension, I'm going to come up by 2.5. Yes, I'll come up by 2.5, and then I'll make a connection of the extension to the 2.5 inches I just marked out with my ruler, and also connect the other points also. But this is not straight, so I'm going to make use of this pattern, the cuff pattern. Guys, this is our pattern for the front. So right now I'm going to cut it out, and then we'll use it to cut our Ankara fabric. I hope we understand all we just did. So this was, we are cutting this in 2 places, and they are now back on fold. Our back is not going to have a zip because it is a wrap dress, and then this our front will be cut in 2 for it to overlap each other. So we have our back pattern and then our front pattern. So let's just go straight to cut our fabric. Right now we have both the front and the back cut. So let's proceed to the down part of the dress. For the down part of the dress is just so simple. It's a straight cut, and it's gather. So for us to know the quantity of what to gather, we are going to make some little calculation. Now we need our length measurement, the length of the dress, I mean from the waist to the hem length. Since we have 57 as our gown length, now we are going to remove the half length that we've cut out from it, so we'll be left with 40 inches. We'll then add 2 inches hemming allowance to the 40 inches, which will give us 42 at the end of the day. Our waist measurement is 34.5, and then the hip is 47. So what we are working with is our hip. Our hip is 47. So to get accurate fabric together, we'll just multiply the 47 by 2.5. By the time we multiply that with 2.5, we have like 117 inches. So I approximated it to 120 inches. So what we'll now do is just measure that 120 by 36 now. A yard is 36. So by the time we divide 120 by 36, we have like 3.3 yards. So like that's like 3 yards and a quarter and 3/4. So that is what we are going to be cutting out on our fabric. So I have the fabric folded. It's just a fold, not into any number. It's just for it to be easy for us to cut out the length. So what I will do now is measure the 42 inches that we need on it, and then cut out the excess. Now it's cut out. So what we have left is what we are going to use for the belt. So right now we'll move to the machine and then make a connection of all. So after, I'll come back to show you how the cloth is connected. Okay guys, so we have our front ready, our upper part rather ready. So I did a lining. I lined the dress just as you can see, and then make a connect to the on the shoulder, and so to the belt. Yes, so what I did was I lined it with I placed it on it and then lined it so that it won't be rough at the edge. So as you can see, it's lined inside, it's lined to the dress, and we have the belt. So what we'll do is just go to the machine and make mark out the the dress circumference, and then make a sewing. So but for this, you come to the right, since just like you tie wrapper to the left side, on the right side you are going to leave a hole like 1.5 inch for the belt to enter through. So after you do this, you just make a connection, you join the down parts to it, and for the down parts, all the 3.5 inches, you will make a gather. So after you gather it, you will just connect it to the upper part, and soon our dress will be set to wear. Okay guys, so right now I've joined the sleeve to the dress, I've joined the down parts. I also make a lining to cover, I use the lining to cover the sewing of the upper parts with the down parts, just as you can see, and as you see the belt also. So what I'll do now is show you how to wear it. You just insert the belt to the opening at the right side, and then after inserting this, you just wrap it around with the other belts. So the person is on a big size anyway, so this is just to show you how it will be at the end. But guys, this is basically how to cut a wrap dress. If it's a flare dress, if the down part is a flare, the same way we calculated what will gather is the same way you calculate the hip, and then on the waist also you are going to add the excess, the extension we added to it. You know, remember we added 6.5, so you are going to add it 6.5 times 2 and add it to your waist, and that is what will make your waist measurement at the end. So guys, this is basically how to do a wrap dress. Over time I'm going to come up to show us how to cut basic sleeves, but right here we have the dress ready. Thank you guys for staying true to the end of this video. I hope you got value watching this. If you got value, don't hesitate to give this video a thumbs up, like, share, make comments, and then if you are here to subscribe, do well to subscribe. Guys, see you in my next video. Bye.